a panda without dark bags under its eyes. Right?
Don't like
And the coming onslaught will quickly reveal to you.
How's it going? Well, hanging in there. Let's put it that way. Neighbor's paying me a little bit, so I don't know how long this stream is going to be. This is really loud. Let me turn this down. Beat the game last night. After I stopped streaming. You know how it works. You play better when you're not streaming. Apparently Ray Natus is not very good. I could buy that game like today, but I'm not going to. Hearing it's not great, especially for the asking price, full $60. Apparently, it's not great, so I won't be doing that. I was really willing to give it a chance, but the demo is terrible for one, and the price is a little bit too much. I've still got the God of War roguelike to finish. I've still got FF16 second playthrough. Wizard of Legend 2's in a few days. Like, I don't know. I don't really need another $60 game right now. I think I'm more than fine. combat is just awkward, I guess. Apparently the game is too easy. Could already tell that the combat was awkward before. Felt like the perfect dodge didn't really work. Need to optimize this game. Slideshow. Yeah, it's very janky. It's a cool idea, but it's executed poorly. And it's something you, like, have to use the whole game, so... if it doesn't feel good to do that, I don't know, is the game really worth 60 bucks? My opinion would be no. Core game mechanic needs to feel good, otherwise the game kind of doesn't work. That's kind of why I decided to not get it. I already told you guys I knew that I was going to get money today from my kitty sitting job, so the price doesn't really bother me. I don't need donations for it or anything. It's just seems like I wasn't going to end up liking it, so I bailed. What are they saying about them? I mean, both of those games look better than Night Slasher's remake and G.I. Joe. I know that's a pretty low bar, but... like, those games look... I'll actually play both of those games. Rushing Beat I'm actually legit excited for. What do they hate about it? Revive looks worse than Rushing Beat, but... I don't know. Hard to really pass judgment off button mashers. Sometimes people like still don't understand that. Like, why do you guys pass judgment on somebody that's like a beginner? There might be more to those games, but you know, they never get people that know how to play. So... like to say, oh, the gameplay looks bad. I'm like, well, they don't have anybody good playing it. You can't really just say, oh, the game is bad. Wait until there's somebody competent playing it, which basically means until it releases, because they never give competent players sponsorship opportunities or fly them to events or anything. I'm not even talking about myself. I'm talking about like other channels. We should get those opportunities, but we don't. So what ends up happening is you just get randos that play, and
Oh, turn white over did we?
Revive might have some good stuff to it, but the gameplay was pretty terrible. Which is how it always is.
Monkeys. Dressed like
Yeah, people are still like way too obsessed with graphics, which is interesting because the graphics race is why games take like 6 years to make now and hundreds of millions of dollars. And that's like directly why the PS5 has no games. That's exactly why. Like, if people could just accept that not everything's gonna look photorealistic, they would not run out of things to play. There's no shortage of stuff to play.
your skull should do the trick.
There's a shortage of big budget games to play, but I mean, if you can look past that, there's so much more. Like, well, you guys just don't have any taste in games. You don't play anything that's, you know, not photorealistic. I don't need to see the threads on Spider-Man's costume. I don't need to see that. Does it make it a better game? No. It does not make it a better game. It looks nice. Is the gameplay any better because of it? No. People are like, why doesn't PS5 have any games? It's like, because you guys are so... have an unhealthy obsession with graphics. That's why there's no games. I don't know why it's so hard for people to understand. They're already saying that if they start on a... Last year they were saying if you start on a current-gen AAA game now, it won't be out until the next generation. That's just completely unsustainable. And you have Square saying that FF16 and Final Fantasy Rebirth were not a success because they only sold like 3.5 million copies, which is an insane amount of copies. They're not happy with that. AAA game development is unsustainable, and people, if they want to keep gaming and they don't want to pick up some other hobby, then they're going to have to accept that, you know, they're going to have to play smaller games like this. Now, this game has a really nice art style. I don't want to sound like it's a bad art style, as it's definitely not. It's very high quality, but some people would still consider this to be bad graphics because it's not AAA. Well, you guys can find another hobby. Things are only going to get worse from here on out if you're only interested in AAA masterpieces.
Really? That was showing me your best. If you say so. stepping in my way.
Welcome back. Allow me. Take care now.
Well, the first gameplay for Rushing Beat actually looked pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. It actually looked pretty bad. I think they're being protective of it because of that. But there definitely is a lot of people just not able to accept that not everything is AAA. Yeah, it's unsustainable. It's been unsustainable for a really long time. Looking modern is photorealistic, which is not sustainable. Remember how they were, Respawn Entertainment was bragging about how they made Jedi Survivor in 3 years? Then, like, the game barely works. It's like stuttering like crazy, crashing and bugs. I'm like, well, what are you proud of? You didn't even deliver a good product. You delivered something that's, like, unplayable. Like, no computer could run it properly. Like, it's nothing to brag about. They charged me $70 for a game, I expect it to work. Especially if I, like, exceed the recommended specs, but that's not what happened with that game. And I'm like, well, clearly, since they just patched the performance again, like, literally, like, last week, that 3-year dev time was nothing to brag about. Look, there's nothing to be proud of when you release something that's $70 and doesn't work.
Gods and Buddhas can't go back and
Yeah, and then they wonder why there's no games coming out. I'm like, there's plenty of games to play. Just smaller ones like this. And they're mostly better because of that anyway. They're mostly better anyway because they actually have gameplay. That's why Nintendo can put out, like, so many games a year, and that's why they compete with PS5 despite Switch hardware being terrible. They actually have games. That's the difference. There's a variety of products to play, regardless of whatever you're interested in. There's like a lot of games to play. You got like what, like 5 Muso games on Switch alone? Like unique Muso games. There's like what, like 3 or 4 of them. 2 Hyrule Warriors, 2 Fire Emblems. I mean, for the Switch, that's pretty nuts. And like all those games are exclusive too, so even for somebody like me that I don't play a lot of mainstream stuff, I still had a ton of stuff to play. Yeah, you can't say that for the modern consoles right now.
For now.
What do you...
A game you said?
What's up? How? Oh, not bad at all. Weren't that good, not either, but it was fun, I will say.
It's because One Piece is sunken cost fallacy. One Piece is the epitome of sunken cost fallacy. I don't want to sound like I'm hating on One Piece. I might not care for it, but I understand that it's a good series. And there's a lot to like about it. But at the same time, there definitely are a lot of people who just watch it or read it because they've been watching it for so long. There's nothing inherently wrong with that, but yeah, it is kind of weird that people do what you just said. That's the problem with series that go on too long, is you might not actually like the direction it's going, but you've put so much time into it that you stick around anyway.
Toodaloo. Bye-bye to you.
Yeah, the amount of Souls clones has been depressing. There's so many of them. Definitely getting old. Got Wizard of Legend 3 in a few days. That'll be the next new game I'm playing. I'm gonna skip Reynatus. Unless there's like some $20 deal for that game somewhere. The demo was awful. The demo for that game was embarrassingly bad. One of the worst demos I've ever played. The time that demo actually tells you what the actual gameplay is going to be like, it like immediately ends. What's up, Dan? Yeah, I was just talking about how I get paid for my neighbor today, so it's not a financial thing that's making me not get that game. It's because the demo was terrible. The demo doesn't really let you try the game, so I wasn't really wanting to take a risk.
I can't wait till you come back and play the new game I made up.
Monster Hunter clones and Souls clones also all have the same problem of just like not having as much content, so they get put under intense scrutiny, even though there's things that they do better. No, Wild Hearts was like that. Pretty much every Souls clone is like that. And some of them like, hey, you know, the combat is better and not so slow, but you know, you can also beat it in like a weekend of casual play. When people expect the games to be like really long. It's not an easy thing to really fix. Just can't have as much content as a Souls game on your first game. You're gonna have to make like expansions and sequels, but it's gonna get compared to the, you know, the bigger stuff. Like I liked God Eater 3 more than Monster Hunter Rise, but it definitely did not have that level of content. But, you know, I was also done with it after like 40, 50 hours. I don't particularly mind that anymore as I get older.
You hold the future of the Fox tribe entirely in your hands.
Plan, monster. He's clearly gone to seed. Ian?
Like Underbreaker 4 just doesn't have that much content. It's like PSO2. The end game is the dress up. They've also been really slow to address problems as well. It's pretty sad that like the mods have improved the quality of life of that game a lot, and they're saying they're not going to do an official update until next month. I bought the deluxe edition, so I'll check out the DLC when it comes out in 2037.
Your demise in a flood of crimson! The inn is safe. For now.
Are you looking? Apologies.
What's up, Dissidia? How you doing, man?
you, I guess.
My blade needs sharpening. Your skull should do the trick.
Great voice acting incoming. Might want to turn your volume down. Terrible voice acting.
I'm the master of your reality!
I don't think this run's finishing. He has too much health. We'll see.
Delightful! My puppet show begins!
Puppet show begins.
Dance, little puppet! Dance! Mine!
Your mind is mine!
Nothing is ever what it seems! Nothing is ever what it seems!
Oh, come on.
La 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 la.
You wouldn't die.
The illusion never ends!
I wish this was just the end of the game, honestly. It's really dumb how there's an entire another 2-form boss after this. It's too much. This game is... It's not too long, it has too many double form bosses. Too many double form bosses, just spammed non-stop. Like, why do they need 2 forms? It feels like if you don't have broken damage in this game, the bosses take too long to kill. You could, like, cut their health in half and it would be more fun.
You will bring chaos and destruction to this world.
You need to, like, buff your damage or nerf their health. Like, why is there another 2-form boss after that? I'm already, like, ready for the game to end. See how much damage I was doing before, and just because I went up 1 level, these guys have like 1 billion HP. That's what I don't like about this game. It's fun until you get to the last level, and then it stops being fun. Everything has like 3 digits more health than it should. It's like either you kill things instantly in this game, or it takes forever. There's no middle ground. Like, just give them less health. Not everything needs to have 2 forms. Doing, like, no damage. Still not dead. Of course, he's got to have a second form too. Still not dead. I actually really don't like multiple forms in video games. I usually feel like I'm just ready for the game to end. This game is definitely guilty of that. Billion HP bosses that don't ever die.
Your path is clear.
Yeah. I like this game, but the end of the game has too much stat bloat. Their idea of challenge is just 2 forms for everything, and then give them like 12 digits of health. So that even though you're doing well up to that point, they have so much health that it doesn't matter. I don't know, man. I think Entropy Effect does this better. The boss is challenging, but he doesn't have, like, 1 trillion health. It doesn't seem like the meta currency really helps much either, because it has a pretty strict cap. Yeah, I might just wait and play this more some other time. I like this game, but it feels like when you get to the last level, everything's stats like quadruple. It's just kind of dumb. It's exhausting. I wish it was not like that. I wish that they gave them like a little bit more stats, but not as much as they have currently. Alright, well, I don't want to play this game anymore. It definitely does feel a little bit like Isaac, where how much stats you have matters more than anything else. That's kind of what I don't like about it. I'm sure they'll iron it out eventually, but yeah, that's my biggest criticism of that game. Like, why does going to the last level, like, feels like it quadruples the stats of everything? You're just doing the same thing for longer. It feels like it's supposed to be balanced for the meta currency, but then, like, I've only cleared, like, one run, and I've almost maxed it out. So, it feels like none of that stuff really needs to be there either. Usually when action roguelikes have stat bloat like that, it's because they want you to grind out meta currency and unlock stuff, but there's like not really much to unlock. So it really feels like that game is great fun until you get to the end, and then at that point it's like, unless you're doing insane damage, or like that run last night where I was basically invincible, so doing chip damage didn't matter. You just die every time. They're definitely gonna have to add like some more meta progression, because I feel like by tomorrow, if I keep playing, I'll have everything maxed out, and then there's nothing left to unlock. But yeah, good game. I recommend it, but it's definitely more of a wait and see thing. I think the balancing is a bit too off. If you get like double of damage over time, and you get stuff that buffs it, bosses die like really quick. There's other builds as well, but like damage over time is like the best one. Oh well. For an early access game that's only had like one minor patch, I think that game is really good, but the stat bloat really pushes me away from covering it. Especially because I didn't get a review key. Powerflood funded that game. Yeah, I don't even really feel like making a guide for that game currently. I think that's kind of the problem, is like there's lots of builds and stuff, but like you don't know if it's any good until you get all the way to the end. And then what mostly happens at the end is that the stat bloat and your build don't mix. That run I had yesterday that cleared, my first clear, I basically had like infinite shields, so I couldn't die. And the boss still took ages to kill. It's like either you stack an insane amount of damage, or you become invincible. Those are like the only ways that you can win. I'll have to look up some cookie cutter builds if I'm going to keep playing that game, because it feels like the outcome is the same every time. Apparently it's selling pretty well, and they had like 3,000 concurrent players, which for a game that's come out during a really crowded period is pretty good. So hopefully they'll balance it out a little bit better. Less artificial difficulty. Oh, it's a good game. It's a really good game. It's just it's artificially hard, and it kind of goes against the roguelike thing of getting stronger. When they increase the stats that much, it doesn't feel like most of the decisions you make mean anything. This game does the stat bloat a lot better, because even when you increase the challenge a lot, they still don't take that long to die. It feels like the decisions you make actually do something. Realm of Ink is kind of, you get OP quick, or you don't. The viable thing is to just stack. You can stack, like, shields. Shields in that game are really strong. You can get around the stat bloat with that, but... no, that's not really fun either. So let's do a run of this. I'll definitely probably play more of that game once it gets balanced a little bit more. Some people are saying, oh, you can one-shot stuff. I'm like, well, I'm definitely not... That's not my experience. My experience is, every time I play that game, it's like 25 minutes of feeling like I'm actually doing stuff and making progress, and then all that just kind of goes away. I get to the last level, and then, like, none of that matters. FF16 has that problem as well. The scoring system in that game sucks.
On your right!
Gotta see if the mods for that still work, because they pushed an update yesterday. I haven't been on the game since 2 days ago. Now, it seems like it's doing pretty well. I just don't really care for the design. Those are the kinds of action roguelikes I don't stick around with for long. I'm not a big fan of HP sponges. Especially when they all have, like, 2 forms. It's a great game, though. Just needs a little bit more work.
A substitute daughter. A box full of evils. This one feels important.
This is your blacksmith's
Can't
story,
skip.
isn't it? His girl was the key, and he died protecting her?
Protecting her from me. I opened that box seeking the means to kill Ares. And what I released.
Pretty much turned all the gods crazy. Thanks again for that.
Quiet head.
Unfortunate. The time I spend in my own Valhalla means you get more time with him.
Kratos, how well did you know the blacksmith's daughter?
Pandora. She reminded me of my own daughter, who I lost long ago.
I'm sorry, Kratos. Even at your most vengeful, you must not have wanted to see harm come to her.
Pandora was innocent. The way she saw things. She could reach me when few could. She deserved better than to be a pawn, sacrificed in a game of gods.
Your regret is palpable. Thank you for letting yourself remember. That is important.
We need to bargain our way through that one. There's the one Valhalla's marked. Right side, incoming!
Okay, guys, just gonna keep spamming off screen. That's great. Oh, he can't jump. Okay, he's like not blocking. There we go. Not very good at this game. I guess that's what happens when you don't play the story because you don't like cutscenes and just go straight into the roguelike mode. This game's got way too many cutscenes. You can't skip any of them. I only bought this for this mode. $100 gig roguelike right here. I have no desire to play the story mode until somebody makes a save that lets you skip the cutscenes. Yeah, I can't stand unskippable cutscenes. Let me decide what I watch.
Last one.
Watch our art. Like, nah, man. As soon as I see the skip button, I'm out. Alright, there's no guy. Oh, this guy. Didn't see him.
Behind you! Brilliant kill. Valhalla will be impressed.
Yeah, and they tell you the solutions for the puzzles before you can even have a chance to think, or even
Right then, time to
realize what you're looking at.
If you're ready.
Like, hey, you need to hit that switch over there. I'm like, okay, well then, why is the puzzle there in the first place? You're just gonna tell me the answer. It's like people that, when you stream, you're a streamer, people tell you the answer to stuff, like, right away. I personally don't mind that, because you guys know with my mental illnesses, I have a low frustration threshold, so I don't mind backseating, but there are a lot of people who do that. They get really upset when somebody backseats. Somebody tells you the solution right away. I personally don't care. If I want puzzles, I'll play a puzzle game. Puzzle games are fun. Puzzles in games like this always just feel like a chore.
Time to die! Ah, there's the other one! Thanks, brother! What good's a shield if you're not going to use it?
Guess you're not done with me yet, Kratos. All your righteous haranguing about how evil the gods are, you somehow gloss over that little extra nudge you gave them.
Opening the box was Athena's plan. I did not know the consequences.
You would claim ignorance of the consequences of trusting Athena? Is that your idea of a joke, Kratos? Because I admit it's hilarious. But let's be real, Kratos. Whether you should have suspected the consequences or not, you certainly can't claim that you would have cared about them. You wanted the power to kill Ares. And because you wanted it, everything is justified. That's your moral code at the end of the day, isn't it?
Quiet, Helios.
Yeah, I couldn't get through the first game of this because it's just cutscene after cutscene after cutscene, and then when you get to play, it's forced walking. I got a couple hours into it. I'm like, this combat's all right, but it just like never lets me play. I'm always watching a movie or walking slow. Want to just walk around aimlessly? You know, I'd rather do that in real life, where there's a health benefit. I don't really want to walk around slowly in a video game. I want to actually play it. Not to say it's really egotistical to prevent you from skipping cutscenes until you beat the game. I think that that's whack, personally. Like, hey, I'm spent $70 on this. Should be able to, you know, play it the way you want. Especially for this, where like people have already watched the cutscenes on console. I bought this game because somebody, a Neo player, was playing the roguelike mode, this mode, and it looked fun. And he's like, yeah, I don't want to play the story, he's like, watch the cutscenes again. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's a lot to watch again.
Siphoning you left flank!
Anything but respecting your consumer's time. You don't want to do that anymore.
Why are you using that weapon? Are you confused?
Everything's about getting the game hours up.
You seem drained, Kratos. Centaur. I don't usually get this close. On your left. Left flank. You win this round, Kratos. You felled another of Valhalla's targets. Nifty. Don't worry, Kratos. None of these foes are real. Though they do feel pain. Isn't that funny? I thought you'd want to know. Your shield! Strike now! It's in the ground! Break the tunnel, quickly!
This is definitely a pretty big difference from Realm of Ink. I like don't have max stats or anything, and like things still die pretty quick, provided that I play okay. Things are also still a threat.
Making that sound. Things just started. Did you forget that pace is a feature? Behind you, incoming! We're on fire! That's a nice change of pace! Charging at us!
Nice tracking on this slow-ass character.
Line behind you!
He's not fast, he's slow. tracking. He like turns around like completely. Kratos is too slow and old to deal with that.
What is that?
It's too slow. Western action game responsiveness. The enemies are more responsive than you. I like dodge that and the bull like completely turns around mid-charge.
Now that's the Kratos that brought down Atlas.
No, it's not. This is the old fart version. Old one that sucks at fighting. Enemies have more responsiveness than he does.
Watch out! Time for now.
This game's okay. It's alright. I always feel like the enemies are better than you in every way, though. You fight the camera more than the enemies. And then they have, like, insane tracking.
I hope, however,
It's
you
mostly
died
that
just now
bull
wasn't too
that has
painful.
insane tracking. It's like Tekken level tracking. I'm not very good at this game, though, to be fair. I basically skipped the campaign where you're supposed to learn how to fight these enemies. So I just don't care about story.
I hear you like stories.
Let's play something else.
Best improve where you can. Valhalla's not big on apples or blood mead.
Been clearing pretty consistently, but that run was really hard for some reason. I guess it was just the enemies it gave me. Haven't fought them that much. Alright, well that's enough of that. That's a good roguelike mode, though. Hopefully Wizard of Legend 2 is good. I heard people hated the demo. I definitely have some apprehension to it being made by different people. It could turn out to be a good game. I'll give it a shot. I just really like the first Wizard of Legend. I think that's like one of the best action roguelikes ever made, because you could clear with crap gear. There was like no meta progression. The bosses were very well designed. The hit stun made sense and wasn't random. Like that game is really solid. So I think it's going to be really hard for them to live up to that game, because it's the design is way better than a lot of other roguelikes. It's always a reliance on meta progression to solve the stat bloat problems and stuff. Like that game had none of those problems at all. You unlocked more items, but you could clear it with a fresh file, which is... I've already done that before. Alright, well, my neighbor is having a breakdown, so I think I need to stop streaming, unfortunately. I've already got a tension headache from dealing with him. I kind of wanted to just, like, not interact with them today at all and kind of just not have to deal with anybody else's stuff, but unfortunately I have to. So, I will be back after I have to go run an errand for them. They're paying me as well, so that's the good thing. So, I'll probably play more of the the God of War roguelike, and then some FF16. I'll probably do some more of the cleanup for the New Game Plus, because there's all those gameplay mods out now. So I'm just going to go ahead and go now. He's currently having an episode, and I have to go help him. If he panics if he, like, don't answer the phone right away. So, I'm sorry to cut things short, but like I said, it's been very hard on me lately, having to be available for them all the time, and I need to get this taken care of sooner or later. But yeah, no more Realm of Ink today. I don't think I'll play that game anymore today. I'll have to look and see. I know there's some really broken builds. I have to probably get some advice, because it just feels like the game is fun until the end. And that's what's, like, making me not want to play it anymore. So, I'll ask around in their Discord. Oh yeah, we'll do some FF16 and some God of War later. I don't really feel like starting another game right now, because Wizard of Legends in like 4 days. And I did apply for a review key. I don't know if I'll get it. I sure as hell would hope I would, because I sent them videos of the first game that had like 40,000 views, so I hope that's good enough for them, but who knows. I'll see you guys in a bit. Thanks.